we had the opportunity to purchase the Winerack. Now, my business partner is Jamie Scousel, and the first thing we needed to check out, having agreed to purchase it, was the structure, because everyone will say, oh, concrete cancer, it's got concrete cancer. Well, there's nothing wrong with the structure whatsoever, and we can get on, at that point, we can get on and get the thing exchange contracts. Now, when we exchange contracts on it, we wanted to make sure two things. One, they didn't have planning for the top 2 floors, which is a bit of a problem. They just kept on building without planning. And the second thing was there was meant to be 33 of the flats were for social housing. So I bought it subject to both those things being sorted. After 9 months of negotiation with the council and so on, we managed to get rid of the 33 social flats. So we've got all the flats in the building, all 149 of them are for open sale, if you like. And we've got planning on the top 2 floors, which is great. Now the next, we had to measure the building. We have to make sure that water supply, is there water coming into the building? Where is it? How is it? Electric, all sorts of difficulties we've had. The other issue we had is the car lift. Now the car lift is 264 cars it holds in the centre of the building. It's the core of the building. It's designed by a German company, and because the shell has already been built and it's been built to that specification, we cannot use any other company but them. Other challenges we've had is, how do you assemble a crane on a site? When originally it was built, it had all space around it. Now it hasn't, because everything else has been built around it. So we've got a problem trying to get a crane up there. We've got to find a builder's compound for somewhere, because these builders, you know what they're like. You should do, most of you. You all need a little bit of compound, don't you? So now my favourite point of all this process was to appoint the professionals. My favourite people. So Richard heads it. He advises us who we should go to, and what we always try and do is save a bit of money and go to the very best we can get, because in my experience, if you employ the best people you possibly can, one, it makes me look better, which is great, and secondly, they normally do a very good job. The first phase is a year, 18 months?
Yes.
And we're having, we're doing it in 2 phases. So the first phase is 74, but to be fair, it'll just carry on, because by then we'll get cracking selling those and so on. So, but for our funding, we've had to show it as 2 phases. And we hope, actually, in terms of the funding, we hope that the government are going to be funding a lot of it. So the government have a fund with 525 million in it. They've had it for 2.5, 3 years, this fund, and it's for stalled developments. So the rules have changed. It was going to be a bit of a soft loan, what they call a soft loan, which could sit behind a first charge or not. Now, because they couldn't lend the money, they brought a load of bankers in, but at least the government are trying to get these things moving and so on. And there's a lot of goodwill. The council have been, quite helpful. Ben Gummer, the local MP, has been very helpful, very helpful indeed. So, we're trying. Everyone, there's a lot of goodwill. So what will we end up with? We end up with an ultra-modern building, very high standard. Hopefully, we'll have the most expensive penthouse Ipswich has ever had. He says confidently. 120 of the flats have got river views. So the building was designed very well on an angle. So 120 of these flats are looking down the river. So that's a massive benefit. And also, from a design, it's a very clever design. So that's really good. So you get in your car at the station, 2 minutes, you're there, you're back. You're driving in, you get out your car, the lift goes up, well impressed. The old car lift goes up and slots you in at the nearest slot. To get the car back out again takes 2 minutes, that's all. You then go into the foyer, where the concierge guy, still on duty, 7 o'clock at night, he's still there. Says, oh, good evening, how are you? Have you had a good day? So on. You glide up in the lift, because all the brand new lifts smooth up to the lift. Now, before you've done all that, what I haven't told you is that while you're actually on the train, you are tapping out on your phone and you're going, close my curtains. Zzz. Cooker, put the cooker on, because you had a bit of hot pot in there anyway, ready to put on. So you put from your app on the train, you put your cooker on. You then put the lights on from your train as well, the heat. You get out the lift, you walk to your door, you put your hand recognition on the door. Seriously impressed by this stage. The door opens. After that, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot help you. You are on your own. But hopefully I've done my best. So thank you.
Thank you.